Hello everyone, and welcome to our today's tutorial on CuteLuks. In this video we're going to be taking measurements on male top and shirts. So I have my guy here that is going to be helping us out on how to take your measurements. So if you're still having issues on how to take your measurements accurately on a male clothes, here we got you covered. So while you watch this video, give us a like, turn on your notifications, subscribe, and then I'll be meeting you at the comment section. So here we go. I'm going to be starting with my measurements. Most times, if you notice, our male clothes, their neck is not as wide as that of the female clothes, even though some of us female like our neck being high neck and a bit too close to the body. But most times male clothes, except it's the really local Yoruba native, where we have the neck being very wide and deep inside. Away from that, the male native wears are always very close. Their neck is always close to the body and not too wide. Especially if you're making a bishop collar, you need to be very careful with the cutting of the neck. So I'm going to be taking the measurements starting from the length. You can see this is a polo. The normal native trouser is meant to pass the flap area of the man's trouser. You can see at least extra 3 inches away from it, except the person wants it to hang. But I tell you dearly, after making a hanging top for a native clothes, it's going to look very funny on the person. But in this case, the proper measurement to take is extra 3 inches down or 4 after the flap of the man's trouser. So that's it for the length measurements. And then you take the shoulder. If you notice from the back area, you notice that the female back is not pushing out as that of the men. That's why if you see, if you're making their clothes, we add extra 2 inches at the back side or 2.5 inches, because they have the falling part. And you find out that after making the clothes, it still falls at the shoulder point of their clothes, looking very relaxed. And at most times they are always looking very slanty than that of the women, except it's a woman that is looking very huge and the shoulder is falling. Away from that, men at most times are always having the slanty side. That's why at most times we slant their shoulder by 1.5 inches or 1/3. So I have the back side facing me, and then I'm going to be taking his shoulder measurement. So you can see most of our male native, at most times they always have shoulder continue, like some of our polo we see, especially when we buy oversized. So but when you have your direct measurement, you don't need to be having shoulder continue if you're making a senator wear or you're making a fitted Ankara top for a male. So as you can see, this top is having a shoulder continue. Your normal shoulder is meant to stop here on the male clothes, which is where I'm going to be taking this measurement from this point here to meet the other point. You can see he's looking slanty on like that of the female. You can see he's 17. Some people go as far as making it 18 because they don't want themselves to have issues on the man's clothes. But no, it's better you give him his direct shoulder points and be conscious around the round chest. So we are done with the shoulder measurement. I'll be taking his round chest. On women's clothes we have round bust, but on the male we have round chest. So this is the round chest, this is the waist angle, and this is the bottom side. We don't call their own hip, we'll call it the bottom of their clothes. So I've taken his shoulder. I'm going to be taking his round chest. This is the round chest on the male clothes. It's meant to be eased out so that the man can breathe properly inside of it. And you know, most times men, we don't have fastener on their clothes like the zip. All we have is the bottom, which is actually coming at the front side at most times. And even if you are putting a zip, it actually ends here, it doesn't go down to this place, unlike the women that we pull everything out totally and then pass into our clothes. Their own at most times is always coming from this other side and giving them ease, just like he has here. You can see it. So we need that space which is going to be corresponding with the downside, so that it's easy for him to pass with the shoulder and then still look smart inside of the clothes. So this is it. I'm going to be taking his round chest here. You can see he's a slimmer guy. If it's somebody that is bigger, please give them enough ease on the body. So take a record that after your measurements, you take your shoulder, and the next thing is your round chest. So this is his round chest. You can see it's giving him ease. And then I'll come down to this waist area, so it will look a bit fitted. I'll be taking 34 inches around there, because here is giving me 38. I'll be taking 34 inches around there. Still, you can see he's free on his body and he's still going to look smart. You can still reduce it more and he'll still look fitted inside of the clothes. And then around the bottom side of this top, you can see I'm having 38 here as well. he can move comfortably. And then you can expand it a bit to 40 so that the passing of this cloth will be very easy on the male, and still here will be looking smart and here will still be looking smart as well. For some of you might say, how do we get the waist measurement? Men also have half length. Please, most times the half lengths mainly for adults are always 17-18 inches, depending on the height of the person. It's always 17-18 at most times, so it helps you to be able to know where to place the pocket. But if it's a fitted top, please, you do not need pockets by the side. It will affect the relaxation of the top. But if it's a very free native, you can place your outer pocket or the inner pocket while you're making it. So when it comes to the sleeve of your male native, this is it. At most times, for a taller man, you can have your length at 9. For somebody short, you can go at 8 or 7 or 8 inches, and then you're good to go. Then you take your round measurement. This is how you take your round measurements. You take it up here. You can see it up here. Make sure you get here accurately, and when you come to this area, take the measurement of this place as well, and then also take the measurement of the end part of the sleeve. It helps to correspond with the measurement of the sleeve when you're sewing it. So that's it for the male native. Then talking about the shirt, it's the same measurement. All you have to do is take the length of the shirt, take the round chest. But while you're taking the round chest, please try to give more ease on the bust of the chest area of the male because of the buttons. So the buttons will not be scalloping up, they will just relax on the male body, even though they do not have the pushing area at the front side like that of the women that we have bust. Still, you should still give a man ease so that when he tucks in, the shirt still looks good. Except you're making a fitted shirt like that of the Italians, then you can bring it very close to the body like this. You can see it's close to the body. So even if you're having the button, you can see there's still space for button to relax on the body. Can you see? So even when you come to the waist area, you can see I can bring it very close to him. You can see he's still free on his body, and then there is space for his buttonhole and his button stand to still relax. So whereby he tucks in, he's still looking very cool on him. Same thing with the hip area. You can see the other one was giving me 40, and this one is giving me 36, and he still has space for his button to stay on his body. And then when he tucks in, he's good to go with his shirt. Then we all know that our sleeves at most times on shirts for a male are always long sleeve, and if you're making a short sleeve, if it's fitted, you're meant to make it a bit close to the body like this, so it looks lovely on that man. Same idea you can apply on the senator wear or the normal Ankara native, whereby you can make your sleeve fitted. But if you want it loose, make sure you take your measurement accurately. So if you're taking a native top measurement or a shirt measurement, all you need is first the length of the clothes of the top, your shoulder, your round chest, the half length to know where your waist will be falling at, your waist, and the bottom side of the native top or the senator top, same as your shirt. And then the sleeve you would like to use on it, then you take the measurement for it. Men clothes at most times don't always have too much protocol on making their clothes. So that's it for the top measurements on your male clothes. Thank you for joining me in today's tutorial. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye.